All the old timers are going, why are you trimming your blueberries when they still have leaves on them? Well, I found out from reading the ticket that comes with the berries. I've had these for probably 4 years now, these two, and last year was the first time I got berries. So anyway, I read the ticket and it tells you should trim out the bigger branches right after harvest. I'm going to do it now, which will be fine as long as they have plenty of time to grow and then produce berries in the spring. And what you're going to need, you see my Fisker's loppers? So they're nice and big. Those are like 2 feet long, which means you have extra pressure or leverage when you go to cut these big branches. Because we're going to go ahead and cut that big one right there, that big one, and then this big one sticking out the side over here. And we're going to be left with, these thinner ones. And that's what's going to produce the berries for next spring. So when you trim these branches out of your blueberry, you want to get as close to the surface as you can. Because otherwise, say you leave 6 inches, well, 2 years down the road, that'll be a stump and you won't be able to trim the ones you need to trim because your loppers won't fit in there. But there is other ways to do it. I mean, if you want to spend $100, you could get a pair of battery operated electric trimmers. That's what the professionals use because they, have got 500 trees they've got to trim if they've got, a berry farm. I'm just going to use my Fisker's loppers that I got at Walmart for less than $20. I know it was. By using the long loppers, I mean, you could get in there with some hand trimmers if you've got some really strong wrist and a really strong grip, but see, having the long handles gives this the leverage to where it gets all the power right here when it cuts. So you can do it with ease, in other words. Okay, here's the card that came with the blueberry, the peach sorbet. Acidic soil, a pH of 4.5 to 5.5, good drainage, fertilize early spring with a granular or liquid acid fertilizer. In spring, prune out any dead branches. After harvest, prune out fruit-bearing branches, leaving new branches to fruit the following season. This plant is self-pollinating. This is the blueberry that produced the most this year. And you can read the description on it. Peach sorbet is a compact blueberry with stunning peach, pink, orange, and emerald green leaves. White bell-shaped flowers appear in the spring, leading to an abundant summer crop of blueberries. In most climates, this plant will keep its leaves throughout the winter and turn a rich eggplant purple. It only gets 1.5 to 2 feet tall, mounded. Chill hours 300 or less. That means it has to be in zones 5 through 10 to where it gets enough cold to where it'll produce berries. That's the chill hours. Full sun, moderate water, medium-sized berries. There was a lot of them, I can tell you that, and they were very good. Okay, this is the pink icing, and I just trimmed out 3 major branches. So we can come in here, and we can see there's just small and medium-sized branches now. The big branches I cut, look at the size of those. Those are huge. It's very hard to do that to a blueberry that you've been taking care of for 3 or 4 years now, this one. The others I had for 7 or 8 years, and most of those are down in the deer fence to where the deer can't get to them. Okay, you see how close I cut that? Right down to the surface. Nice clean cut. And that'll just heal on its own. If you left a branch sticking out like 3 inches or even 1 inch, it could attract disease. So this is the best way to do it. So we have leaves and things that, you know, fell off the blueberries and blew in here from the oak trees. We're just going to leave those on there, and I'm going to take a whole bunch of pine needles and just cover the surface of this. It is going to be in the 20s tonight. And when you have blueberries in pots, you do have to protect them from below 0 temperatures, but you know, they can handle the cold. The reason I'm using the pine straw is because the roots of the blueberry are right on the surface. I mean, you can see that white in there. That's more than likely either a mushroom growing or the roots of the blueberry, but you know, we could clean this off and we'll definitely see roots right in here. See all that white? That's actually the blueberry. Blueberries, okay, in these pots they probably go all the way to the bottom because there's not a lot of room. These are 30-gallon pots, which I'm going to transfer these in the early spring to 100-gallon pots. Actually, I might be able to do it earlier with these two since I've got them already pruned. And these don't go completely dormant. Pink ice and peach sorbet, they keep their leaves in the winter. So I'm going to get some pine straw, which is pine needles that falls from pine trees. If you have any pine trees, you'll see it underneath. You can just rake it up, and it's great mulch. They also sell it too at different hardware stores if you want to look around. Okay, we got pine straw on both of them. One good thing about the pine straw is that the new shoots can come right up through it really easy because it's very light. And the rain can get down to the plant too, but one thing you got to remember, you have to water them in the winter. You know, not as much, but you can't go like a whole month without watering because the bottom might have water, but the top part where it dries out the quickest, where all the roots are, is all dry. So keep that in mind.